Hi everyone, thank you so much for listening to Off The Podium Music Podcast. I know I've talked a lot about the reasons why I started this podcast, the importance of the podcast for classical and jazz music, but I don't think I said how the whole podcast got started. I didn't know much about podcasts. I listened to podcasts primarily on YouTube, and a lot of the ones that I listened to were obviously video podcasts, although some of them were audio on YouTube. I did not have much of knowledge about how to get the iTunes working, how to get Stitcher, how to get all these other things, how to make it look like a nice podcast, and how to even get started. The only thing I knew how to do really was that I really wanted to do the podcast, and I cared a lot about the music and the future of music in today's world in the 21st century. And the other thing I knew was how to approach people and get people to agree and come on and talk to me on my podcast, which is something I had prior experience with. And in general, I just love talking to people, whether it's on record or off record. So some of the things I knew were great about getting people on, but as far as promoting and getting people excited about the podcast and listening to the podcast, I didn't know how to do. And so it's been quite a long process. It started on YouTube, and I got that started. I learned how to use various softwares to make the posters for the program look nice and present the people that are coming on and talk about the people that are coming on. I made a little blog, and after that months passed. I did many episodes, 50 plus episodes, and finally I realized that I really have to get it on iTunes because I was having many problems of trying to figure that out. So I finally got it on iTunes, and just recently I also got it on Stitcher because I know a lot of people are interested in listening to the podcast on Stitcher. So it's finally coming all together, and please do let me know if there's any other platforms that you use to listen to podcasts, anything else that you think I should change about the podcast. Of course, the format and the mission of the podcast is unchanged, and I'll continue to do what I'm doing and get people on to talk about both their careers and, of course, what is happening in the world of music. And also I'll do video chats like this one and audio chats to answer some questions, and of course talk about some of my frustrations about classical music, and also presenting some amazing people and artists and organizations that are doing wonderful things around the world of promoting classical music, diversely programming concerts, and of course looking ahead into the future and having a very, not only a diverse but an educational future for the classical music and jazz music. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing more of you in 2018. And please do let me know if there are any guests or organizations that I should look into and contact to get them on my program to talk to. Thank you so much.